Welcome to Pinterest, Arizona. I'm Lori Boucher with Painted Heart Market. And I left a little goodie in your swag bag, which obviously you found if you're watching this video today. What I left you was a stencil kit. And it's a small project, but there's a big lesson here in the video. One of the things I'll be teaching at Pinterest in my class is how to stencil on fabric. I'm actually doing the arrow pillow in my class at 3 o'clock on Friday. The items made behind me are all made somehow or another with stencils. I actually use a couple of different methods, but I wanted to share with you today the method that I use on the fabric. Now, I love to make things, and I sell completed projects and crafts on my website, paintedheartmarket.com. But I also know that a lot of people really like to create their own items for their home or for gifts. So I started a line of stencils so I can share the designs that I make with someone who wants to do their project at home. So today you got a kit that actually had 3 things. It had a clothespin, wooden clothespin. It had a little piece of paper, tape feeling, vinyl-y cut of 3 hearts, and a stick-on magnet. So we'll put the magnet to the side, but I want to get started with the clothespin and show you a process that I use for stenciling. So we're going to start out today by putting some base paint on our clothespin. I'm just using acrylic paint. If you're going to use vinyl stencils, which I love the best because they adhere well to your project, and you don't get that bleed over that you do sometimes with other projects, I go ahead and use a flat paint. So today I'm going to make my clothespin a little Halloween-y. You see I've got a little bit of a fall theme going. So I'm going to just quickly paint the top of it with some black acrylic paint. It'll dry in just a second. And while I'm letting that dry, I'm going to show you how to handle your stencil. So you'll find in your kit the little stencil that has the 3 hearts cut out. This tiny little guy. And if you look at it closely, you'll see it's made up of 3 parts. There's actually a clear tape that's on the top. Sandwiched in between is a piece of black vinyl stencil material. And then on the back is a piece of slick kind of waxy paper. And the black vinyl is actually stuck to the wax paper. I use precision cutting to cut out my shapes, and so they're all exactly what I would want them to be. Now the first thing I need to do is transfer this stencil from this little piece to my clothespin. Now, working on a project this small, you might think, oh, just peel it off and put it on. But when I get to something much larger, for instance, I've got this big Halloween sign. If I tried to peel that off as a stencil, it would stretch and get all out of shape. And so I need to use a process that transfers it with all the integrity of the stencil. So back to my stencil today. And let me show you what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to burnish this stencil with my fingers. And all that means is I'm going to take maybe like my fingernail and I'm going to really rub it, scrape it a little bit on the top side where I'm touching that clear tape and get that stencil transferred well to that tape. Now, if I was using a bigger project, I would probably lay this down on the table and I would rub it well with a tongue depressor. Now, once I have that done, I'm going to remove this back wax paper from the stencil. And I get it started on a corner. And the secret to transferring well is to pull horizontally instead of up and down. Just pull across and you can see that it pulls right off. Now what I'm left with is that piece of clear tape, and I've got the black vinyl stuck to that tape. Now it's time to move this over to my clothespin. Now my clothespin's dry, so I'm going to place it on the top part of the clothespin. trying to work a little higher so you can see. Get it on there pretty straight. And again, I'm going to burnish it by either using tongue depressor, my finger, my fingernail. I'm going to rub it on there. And now I'm going to go and pull that piece of clear tape. Now I'm going to actually use the same process to transfer. I'm going to get the tape started pulling off, and I'm going to pull it horizontally. And it doesn't matter if my project is 2 inches like this clothespin or 6 feet like that Halloween sign. I'm going to use this same process. Now, if you look closely, you can see in the light, I have the black wood and I have a black vinyl decal here. And I've got 3 open places where the hearts are. So I'm going to get a little bit of, after I've made sure it's down very, very well, a little bit of orange paint on my sponge. And I'm just going to use the tip of it, staying inside my lines there. And I'm going to just paint these little hearts. Just filling in all the areas. They are tiny, so I need to make sure that I've got them covered well. And so now what you see is a little bit messy. I've still got just plain wood down here. I have the black vinyl still on there, and then I have these little orange hearts that I just painted. So I'm going to let it dry just a second. And then I'm going to remove my stencil from the clothespin. And this is kind of the big reveal. And it'll show you what it looks like when I expose the outline of the hearts. So I'm just going to grab a corner of the vinyl and I'm just going to pull it off. And now I've got my black paint with my 3 little orange hearts on there. It looks pretty cute. Again, I just picked a small project today because I wanted to teach you about the stenciling method. And, you know, even these little clothespins, can you imagine something like this if you wanted to bake up some Halloween cookies, take them to the neighbors? You could actually put your little cookie bag together and use this to clip the top of the bag. And it would make a nice little gift too. Now, when you get ready to, all you need to do is pull the little piece of sticky or vinyl off of the magnet piece that I included in your kit, and then just adhere that to the back of the clothespin. And then you're ready to go. Who doesn't need another kitchen magnet? My grandchildren, oh, dropped that one. My grandchildren are always bringing me beautiful pictures, and so I love to be able to display them. They love to make art too. So this was my mini project to demonstrate to you one of the types of stencils that I sell at paintedheartmarket.com. Now let me show you. This is one of the pillows that I'll be offering available at my booth here at the Pinterest conference. I actually have 7 different designs. This one is pumpkin spice and everything nice. And for $15, you get a beautiful canvas pillowcase, and you get to work with me there at the table, and right in my booth, we'll create this item for you. The pillow insert is extra, or you can just take a pillow from home and put in there. I like to do that, and then I don't have pillows stacked everywhere anyway. But this is one of the stencils that you'll be able to make. It's a great little project. We'll give you a feel for this process, and it'll be completely safe for you to take home. It dries pretty quick, but I have a way of packing it up so there's no issues for you. So I hope you stop by and see me today. Also, look at my website, paintedheartmarket.com. Lots of cool stencils for you to use. You can do wood projects, like my Halloween pumpkin. I have this really large trick-or-treat sign. And you can see pillows galore behind me. So stop by and see me. I'd love to meet you and hear what you love to make, and have lots of other stencils available online. Thank you for joining me today, and have a great time at Pinterest.